Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to TeamODZ Live. We've got Owen here this morning. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
And Owen's about to do an FTP test. I decided to ride with him. Why did I decide to do that?
You're a good-natured sadist.
Yeah, something like that. Well, this might be your opportunity to drop me. No comment.
You started breathing from last Tuesday yet?
Well,
we stopped breathing halfway up.
You know, I'm getting ready this morning. I'm thinking, I feel short of breath. So we'll see.
You knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is one bottle going to be enough for this? I guess I've got coffee stops, so. How long is your ride?
At the top.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out where we are. I know where we are now. We're on the sugar cookie route thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it gives you about 10 minutes to warm up before it just points you straight up the grove.
Well, so it's flat until it's not.
That's
A good
the
friend once said that.
line. Yeah. That's this week, isn't it?
No, next week. It's Bologna this week. Which I guess is flat until it's not, yeah.
Which is not so flat, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to Road to Sky as well. I'm ready whenever you are.
Now before Christmas, don't I? So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not putting this off much. Right, come on.
Yeah. All right. Come on, pedals, wake up. I can see my cadence. I can't see my power. There we go.
See movement. Yay! Got a draft boost. That'll help.
I'll give you more watts. Now, I've been promised pancakes. I see the sign there. I've been promised pancakes for the last 3 mornings, and it's not happened. So we'll have to see. Although, so over here, the eggs are usually refrigerated. Yolanda sent me shopping yesterday to go and get some eggs, and I went in Walmart, and there's no eggs, no organic eggs, which is what he wants. So then I went to another store, and they had organic eggs, but they were very expensive. So he said, call me if you can't get eggs. So I thought, well, I'll call her and see if she wants me to get these eggs, because they're pricey. So I call, no answer. Call, no answer. Call, no answer. I thought, well, okay, I've tried. So I don't get them. I'm thinking I can always come back and get them if needs be. And I get home, and I think, well, I'll try calling her again. I call again, and I hear a phone ringing in the kitchen. So she's gone out without a phone. Hey there, Ben.
It's going to turn into the morning Ben.
Yeah, Owen's on this side of the screen this time. And he's got to do.
Choices.
Yeah, not as much as I'm questioning mine. So yeah, I've always used Energizer lithium batteries in my pedals, and I changed them before they're flat because I don't want them going flat while I'm doing something. That would be bad.
No.
So I've got a pile of partially used batteries by the side of me here, and if anything ever needs AAA batteries, then I come down and raid this pile here. Well, the Energizer lithium batteries are pretty pricey. I mean, for 8, it's $14, $15. And I can get a month out of them. But, yeah. I'm getting a bit tired of buying them, so I remember reading when I got the Power Tap pedals, I remember reading that you shouldn't use rechargeable batteries in them. I'm thinking, well, I'm going to try them. So I got a pack of 4 rechargeable AAAs yesterday. Charged them up last night and I'm using them now, so we'll see how long they last.
Good luck, everybody.
Does he complete his stage 3 of map yesterday? Nice. I haven't been doing that. I'm waiting for the last 3 routes. One of them is scheduled on 26th of January. Le Petit Juliet. So I'll get that one then. I've still got the Shakedown and Yorkshire Double Loop route badges to get. And they're not even on the horizon for events yet. I can't even select them in events. So I don't know when I'm going to get them. What was that, sorry?
Is Power to the Portal a route badge?
No. Not that I, no. Uh-oh, here we go. Uppy bit.
Here goes nothing.
Good luck, my friend. I'll try and hang on. Have I got a coffee stop yet?
No, it's just run out.
Alright. Show us what you got. I'll catch you up after.
Find the right here. %5 of the way there. Yay!
Does it go all the way up, including the wiggly bits?
Yeah, I think so, because there's that screen at the banner at the top, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
I assume we have to complete the route, which is then all the way back round on the flat. Bye, Charles.
Then saying Power to the Portal was stage 3 of map.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I've done it. Shouldn't know if I got a route badge or not. Quite a fun little route, actually. Like the Wasted 8 with a lap of Jarvis.
Yeah.
And a nip into the volcano portal on the way through.
Yeah.
Bored now.
I bought a big lump of chuck steak, chuck roast yesterday. That's going to be my Christmas dinner.
Right.
Throw it in the slow cooker.
%.
Well, this can be in place of me racing tomorrow now.
My race score still has me as a D. I want to race before they correct that.
So I led the TeamODZ entry yesterday. There was 309 people on it.
Wow.
308 plus one guy who kept demanding I turn the fence off.
Did your reply finish with off as well?
No, I just told him, I only answered him once. Then I let everybody else fight my fight. And they did. I said to him, I said, well, stay ahead of the fence for 60 seconds and it'll vanish.
Why are you in this ride if you don't want to ride with this ride? %.
Wow. Flying up here.
It'll be about 15-minute effort then. I know it gets steeper.
No, I don't feel that. I just stay with you. Hopefully.
Thing is, where it's this steep, pavement's are 75. Still need to put out 300 watts just to keep the pedals turning. Grab him. I have a drop.
I've got 20 minutes to a coffee shop yet. 15. Yes, says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, yes.
Ah.
Oh, look, a flat bit. Ooh.
40%. And that's it.
No, that's not happening, Ben. Ben says you should pedal your watts per kilogram to match the elevation graph. I'm not pedaling at 6 watts per kilo. Yeah,
Gonna get up to 12 in a minute.
I know, right? If Owen did that, he definitely would drop me.
Drop himself and all.
No, he says just colour, not the percentage. Even so, no. My chest hasn't recovered from last Tuesday yet, Ben. I'd be rather embarrassed if I get a new FTP at the top of this. I'm already seeing red, Ben. I'm wondering why I decided to do this with Owen.
I'm wondering when the workout pain effects got wider than my own screen.
Morning, Ian.
Morning.
What are y'all up to this morning?
You go first, Owen.
Doing the grade FTP test.
And I'm riding with him. I don't know why. Moral support.
Because
There you go.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Lack of options.
This was your only option.
Tell you now, if when Rick gets here, he decides to do this, I'm not going back and riding it again with him. I'll wait for him at the top.
I can see the top on the map.
Yeah, but for the amount of time that this is red, Ben, there's no way I can stay in the red that long.
I don't know, Owen looks like he's barely working.
Andy definitely is.
Race face. Either my heart rate battery's died or my heart has.
Mine only says 153.
My watch thinks 172.
Yeah. We've only got to do this once, right?
Yep.
Well, I've got a few PRs going up here. could have created a meetup and banded it. Then you could have pulled me up.
Banded rides go slow now.
Few more wiggles, that's all. Dig in. You got this. Couple of minutes left, that's all.
Woo, come on, Owen. 3.7 watts a kilo.
I know,
Push
right? Impressive.
4.
Told you you're going to drop me. One wiggle left. Wow. Yes, last one. Minute left.
Owen froze. There he goes.
Come on, you can absolutely drop me on this. Go for it. Empty that tank. Come on, you can see it. Finish it.
I can't see anything.
Finish him.
Hey. There you go. Drop me. Nice work.
Job.
261.
Nice.
Nice.
Ah. Ah. That's a bit cheeky, Ben. Ben said he thought we were both already over the hill.
I resemble that remark.
Thanks, Ben.
Oh.
Oh, that was unnecessary.
It's done now.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, that's how my chest feels, Ian.
Yeah.
I pushed my chest way past what it should do last Tuesday, and it's been rough since.
I mean,
I see you.
Yeah, I didn't go beyond chest capacity last week, but I did. On Wednesday, I pushed until I nearly threw up or pooed myself. One of the two. It was rough.
Yeah. Well, after I raced last Tuesday, I went to the office and talking with my team leader. She thought I was I'd got a cold or something because you know how much phlegm in my windpipes. It was affecting my voice.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now, Owen?
Well, we ought to finish the route. And keep going around the jungle, or turn around back to the desert. Oh, 56.
I just went to 57 briefly. Just can't make his mind up. Mine's not going to super tuck now.
No, not in my draft.
Rafa 500 starts tomorrow, doesn't it?
No idea.
Or, yes.
All right. Well, I'll see what I can get done tomorrow.
I'm on track on Saturday, which usually only works out to about 35, 40k.
Hello, Mr. Rick.
Hello. Where am I?
Mr. Rick is the invisible man.
He's got Teletubby Land off Windows XP.
There I am.
It's Tinky Winky.
Oh yeah. Randy was trying to find you on Discord.
Oh,
And
okay. All right.
I
I'll,
just got her message.
All right, send me a...
Yesterday.
So 3
okay.
minutes to copy stuff and you'll have a chance.
What's her name on Discord?
Well,
Well, send it me in a...
Here,
just send me a screenshot of the message and I'll message her.
Okay.
Rather than saying it while we're streaming.
Yeah, pretty much. She wanted to just send you a picture of that she finally found Guinness Zero.
I'll have to hop on one of her streams. So they've started selling it as an 8-pack now here. I went in Festival Food to buy some more the other day and found the 8-packs. Brought one home because I only had one left. And I went to the Amateur Radio Club board meeting that night and I 3D printed a case for a friend for a project, and as payment for printing the case, he brought me an 8-pack of Guinness Zero, so I've got 2 now.
I've got well Christmas drinks in the fridge. Couple of the fruity ciders. Halloween special mixed box selling off on the cheap because they're Halloween. Well, I've got like spiced apple cider and stuff like that.
Rick, you just missed all the fun. We went up the grade with Owen.
I think he should go do it on his own just to. Be
I
part of the
agree.
club.
I agree. And then you can teleport to us.
Did you
Oh,
guys
we
do
go and
that
get.
TP test?
Owen did.
How'd
And
that
I
go?
foolishly decided I would ride along.
261.
We get to see Leonard.
I think Swift has me on about 257 at the moment. So
Nice.
Yeah. I'm at this point where I don't even want to know where I'm at right now.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
this is gonna be ugly. I'm doing a little race.
That's the
I've definitely taken it easy the last couple of weeks.
thing with getting upgraded. You want to stay there, you've got to carry on working at it. You can't just go back to easy street and expect to keep it.
But yeah, that's the thing. I've definitely been taking it easy. So it's like, or I wanted to give it a little rest. So I knew that I was gonna definitely take some. Pretty much, I was like, all right, I just have to reset mentally, and then I'll be prepared to reset physically. It's still been a challenge though.
Well,
For
we
a
have
while
missed
there,
you.
It was just that feeling of like you're not being an athlete that I had to avoid.
Yeah, we've missed you.
Yeah, I just wanted to reset pretty much to not have to like ride, a minimum of 2 hours every day.
You never have to do that.
Well, I know. Could always just replace it with intensity all the time.
Or just occasionally go, I don't feel like riding today.
Yeah. I was ready to do a full rest. It was, I was hoping to get rid of some of these aches and pains, but that doesn't work. And I wanted to focus on the weights too. So right now it's just like, I'm just going to do weights for a while. And zone 2, see what happens.
Pen with a bunch of
Man.
bots. That's gonna be fun.
Today was a horrible weight day. It was one of those days where like I went into my first set of squats and I was just like, I went down and then I was like, okay. Getting back up felt like such a struggle, but I had even gone a little lighter than usual just for my first set, just to get everything going,
Yeah.
And oh man, I was just that was not reassuring. And then but then the second one I had bumped the weight up to where I was last time, and I did that properly. Yeah, it's extremely cold here. I think that's affecting me a little bit today. It's really like my natural response right now is to be under a blanket, staying warm, and I'm trying to push myself to not do that. Exercise and be warm.
Our forecast for this morning was freezing rain followed by snow. So, a layer of very slippy substance followed by a slightly less slippery substance.
to hide where the
But
sticky
designed to
bits
mask
are.
the slickery substance, so you won't know it's there, so you'll still fall.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to shoveling the driveway. So.
Yeah, we're in deep Arctic chill, so all of our snow is just light, fluffy. We've had a little bit.
What's the postman been yet, Owen? Very good.
Yes. That's away tonight, so I'm going to do a load of wrapping.
Excellent. Yeah, so I ordered a replacement valve or tube, as they're called here, for this piece of equipment that I'm working on, and it's made in Slovakia. It's new. It's not new old stock or anything. Quite impressive for something that's been made since 1960. But it arrived in Oshkosh, which is 10 miles south of me, 4 days ago. It's just been sat there. It finally made it to my post office yesterday. I mean, I know the guys are busy in post offices right now, but wow.
I was sat in customs for 10 days with no update. Suddenly made it to Borden post office with customs due.
Were you able to track it as well?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, the tracking number was on the receipt photo you sent me.
Yeah.
And made its way into Royal Mail's tracking system.
Good. Yeah, when I sent it, they say, well, tracking isn't available in all countries. I said, it usually works between this and the UK.
This is the United Kingdom. We've got running water and everything now.
And flushing toilets.
Most of the time, electricity.
Oh, so I got my Commodore 64 going over the weekend.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
I played Manic Miner. I had to hunt high and low to find a joystick. Eventually found one. I've got another one somewhere.
I've got to take all my joypads downstairs. We have modern ways to fall out as a family now. We don't play Monopoly, we play Overcooked. And this year I want to watch the girls play, keep talking and nobody explodes. You ever seen that one?
I have not seen that one, no.
It's a bomb defusal puzzle game.
No.
But the idea is one player has the screen and can see the bomb. The other player has the manual for how to decode the puzzle.
Those are known as
With the
divorce
bomb.
games.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I told you take it left. You did it!
And I know talking colours is folly. When we got married, I found out just how many reds there really are.
Those are always fun conversations.
Oh,
What color is this? Red. What color is this? Red. It's not red. It's brick red.
So I don't
Surely
know
even you
if
can see those two colours don't match. They're not the same colour, but they're both red.
I know Andy and Owen, you guys we're Facebook friends. I'm not sure if we are, Ian, but on Heidi's birthday in December,
Yeah.
I did on the 12th, I did or 11th, sorry. I did a post, a birthday post, and that is available to copy and paste if you would like to at any time. But that was an amazing thing. That's changed my life completely,
What was
100%.
that?
At
What
least
was
for a
the
couple
post?
weeks. Oh, it was, I couldn't really tell you.
Bean cake.
What's that?
Because you copy and pasted it from someone else.
Bean cake.
No, that actually was a thought in my mind when I first set out to do something. I was like, all right, who do I have for friends that do really good birthday posts? But none of them really fit. So then I did it off the top of my head, and it worked out well. It was good.
Good. We probably
Yeah, I
are
had
Facebook
something
friends, but I don't check Facebook that often.
Something to do with supporting me in my never-ending goals, or never-ending goals, even if you do find them absolutely pointless. and then of course more beautiful than the day I met her. All these things.
So just a combination of poster quotes. And Hallmark
Hang in
readings.
there. It hang in there. All right, now I need to get on the bike.
I want to say something, but I won't.
Oh, my camera is. Oh. Do you see me? I'm right here, camera.
I can see you, Mr. Blurry. I feel like I haven't got my contact lenses in again.
Your camera's been drinking.
See, this is what happens when you give your equipment a break. First, it doesn't see you at all. Then when it does,
It's unhappy with
see
you.
her.
Yeah, click on the big baseline at the top there. Then click number 6. No, I don't know. Is it?
He's not listening to you, Owen.
Very
Earth
wise.
calling Rick. Come in, Rick.
Yes. Ooh, it is. Ooh, I'm gonna convert this current temperature to Celsius, because then it sounds even crazier. And it helps me learn my Celsiuses.
Uh-oh.
It is negative 15.5 Celsius.
There's no reason to be
It was
there.
one of those things.
You should move.
No, there isn't. This is not December temperatures. This should not be happening in December. This is a cold day in February. This is like, wow, look at that. Like the weather is saying, hey, bundle up today. It's really,
Yeah.
really cold out there. And this is happening in December. It's wild.
Hang on, freezing here.
What's that? About 0 in freedoms, isn't it?
They're about single digits.
Yeah,
Not quite
40
zero. Zero would be
degrees.
somewhere around -18, -20.
Yeah, it was one of those when I came up from the basement. I have an outdoor entrance to my basement, and when I came up from the basement after lifting, it was just like that instant, like you almost feel like any moisture on your skin, even though there isn't much because it's so dry, is just instantly freezing. You can feel your eyeballs kind of freezing. just too cold. Just no need, you know?
No need. Come on, Owen, Mark and lad. Stop.
7:30.
Carry on.
Hurry up.
All right, I'm gonna do this route that I've been waiting.
I had
to
their
do.
album once upon a time.
I wonder if Ben remembers Mark and lad.
Yeah, it's one of those days where I don't even know if I want to have. I'm running on heat pump, which actually the furnace is probably going to kick on shortly. I planned on not using my furnace at all this year, and this has kicked me back into reality that it's going to get used no matter what because I have it set at 60 degrees, and the house will drop below that when it gets this cold.
When does your
As the-
week start?
Yeah, I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know. It's been a some sort of a glitch that I've had since maybe this time last year, where it just instantly says I've done my hours when I first start on Monday.
He has it set to like 30 seconds.
No, this week's only just 12 hours old here.
Yeah, we aren't even 12 hours into the week yet, and I've already completed it.
That means you're not programming enough for your week.
Yeah, I haven't had 12 hours in a week of 12 hours of exercise in a couple weeks now. I'm interested
Uh-oh.
to see if I actually warm up.
Ooh.
Did I just freeze up?
No,
Oh,
Owen
I
vanished
did.
on me and then reappeared.
I was gonna say everybody kind of slowed down for me right there.
Split.
Well, the good part about this, I can see where the
Oh,
benefits could come from having like a pain cave in a shed or something. Because with it just still being 60 degrees in here, I found myself pedaling harder just to warm up. But yeah, I need to get a new filter for my furnace. I realized that when it kicked on this morning. It was not a pleasant smell.
When's the last time you got a new filter?
I got it last year's season,
Okay, so yeah, you're due.
but we got an extra heat pump installed. So I was like, oh yeah, this has been keeping things warm enough. And it is very warm upstairs, or it's just right. But it is too cold for the heat pump to be productive downstairs. So it is gonna kick on, and it's gonna stink, but I guess I'm just gonna have to spend the $20. Plus, yeah, Home Depot, that's my place I go to get a filter. And that is right in the middle of chaos right now.
So go get it from Amazon, have it delivered.
Are they done with that whole strike thing?
I don't know.
Did that get settled? Was that only
No
in the
idea.
US?
I'm a little tired of some of these strikes, like people at Starbucks saying, "I should be earning $30 an hour." You work at Starbucks.
Yeah, I can't help but think that every time too. I'm like, well, Starbucks,
You make
I mean,
coffee.
this isn't your career. This, like working at the coffee shop isn't supposed to be your career.
Right. You're not Rachel from Friends. Okay.
It's supposed to be the thing you do while you're working on the thing you're gonna do.
Right. Or you're a retiree who's just having fun.
Yeah.
Now that's
Because you want free coffee.
a Walmart greeter, isn't it?
No, because Walmart.
Oh, is
greeters,
that where
you're
you
a
go
retiree
after
who also-
Starbucks?
Yeah, because you can't move as much as a greeter. Or you don't have to, so. When you start slowing down.
First of all, I guess what I would say is when you ask me my name and I say Rick, you know, why don't we first have Rick actually written on the cup when I get it?
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about a race. I don't want Tom. I don't want Bob. I don't even know how it even sounded like that.
Yeah.
Because when I sit there waiting for Rick's coffee, and all I've heard so far is that Steve's coffee is up, it doesn't help me. Trying to think of some of the names I've had when I say Rick. I've never had
No.
Nick.
Oh, from me,
which
you've
is
had
weird.
Ick,
You'd think
you've
that'd
had
be
Rock.
closer.
Wrangle Desert or teleport to Rick, Andy?
Yeah, I'm going to do that, yes. Because I'm not going up that climb again.
No.
I'm about to. Once I get done with all this.
Well, if you do that, I'm going to wait for you to get to the top.
Onwards
All right,
to jungle,
teleporting.
turn around for the desert.
I'm with Rick now.
Ooh, legs are burning. Weights and then riding. Not beneficial to riding.
I remember this from Tuesday.
I put in my real life Club Swift team chat after that race. If you ever get the chance to race on this route, turn it down.
All right, I need to try to stay around 3 watts per kilo.
Yes,
I
please.
don't know why I just went up to 4 on that. This is my zone 2 for my FTP, but my heart rate does not match that. Certainly a tempo effort.
Runner, you've got to steer and ride right through the runner. Owen perfected that and got it perfect.
And gave him a ride on one, I didn't. It's only polite.
Yeah, you kind of went under the left armpit and I went under the right one.
You're so mean.
So I've done it. It's easier than it used to be gaining weight now. Or I was just really working that hard for a long time that once I haven't stopped eating.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I just stopped riding. And now, yesterday, I was like, it was after a meal, but I was 158 around there.
Ooh,
Up
Trouble
from
love, man.
147.
I haven't got rid of
That's the plan.
September's weight yet, and it's Christmas.
Yeah, it was freeing knowing, like, I was like, all right, here we go. I'm going to rest. I'm going to keep eating. I'm going to get my weight up. Because once I retrain, I want to do it on weight. Plus with the lifting, I want to make sure I'm well nourished. And then when I bump intensity back up again and load, then I'll shed all the extra weight. And then I'm planning on being heavier than I was once I shed all that, if I do it right. But I'm also hoping to have more power.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Randy's on right now.
All right, I'll drop in a stream in a bit.
I'm going to call it a day at the hour. So Cat
Yeah.
can get away.
You're not going to finish this with me?
All 40k of it. What's the lump in the middle?
Like you.
That's the
Is
grade.
that the Epic and the radio tower?
Yeah. Yeah, we've been
No,
up there
well-
once already.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going the grade up to the radio tower. Not doing the radio tower, though. It's all downhill after that, though.
Owen said if you're not doing the radio tower, he's not doing it with you. Because he only does man workouts.
Yeah, I got this idea. I might ride with you to the bottom, and then I'll wait for you to get to the top and teleport to you.
Are we posting someone at the top of the Alp to teleport to for the Festive 500?
Well, that was one idea. And to see if Faith can remember her password for her account.
I've got a second account for Source, so...
All right.
Feeling down now, Owen.
Yeah, I'm on 57, so... I'm thinking I must change my heart rate battery before I do anything else and forget. I'm just there.
Oh, man.
Am I allowed to join you guys while I ride, or is this
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Come on in.
All right, thank you. I'm David, by the way. I'm in the herd, but
You're
there's
a
nobody.
Kansas City lawyer, right?
That's
Yay.
famous. Digitally, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna try to see if I can open open a shop in Watopia. Handle
Well,
the cyclists that aren't following the traffic rules in Watopia.
just make sure whatever money you make, you donate to the Italian orphans in the Italian village.
What are you talking about? I'm gonna be buying drops and garage gear, or whatever. So
Well, I'll make a donation to your cause. I've got 62.5 million drops now. So.
Yeah, Andy and I are running a drops fund. We're promising a pretty good return.
I think they call that. Isn't that Bitcoin or no? What is that? Or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where's everyone from here?
I'll go first. Wisconsin. I know I don't sound like it, but I am.
You do not sound like it. No, that's correct.
It's a very Wisconsin accent. Eastern Wisconsin, very east. I'm from Lima, Peru,
Oh, cool.
as my accent gives away.
Yeah. This is.
I'm from Maine. Some would
Oh.
say my accent might give it away. I don't.
Yeah, and the clipped Southern English accent. Thanks.
So we're trying to, on the herd, we have a bunch of people from England, and we tried to joke that we could try to pick where they're from, like what corner they're from based on their accent. So what what intersection of
Yeah.
two streets somewhere in England they're from based on.
Yeah, that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, you can get down to village level if you try hard enough.
Owen's definitely not from the south.
Well, Scotland's very easy. If you can't understand a thing they say, you're like, oh, you're Scottish. Okay.
Yeah.
Birmingham and the Black Country. Don't confuse those two.
And the Welshmen, you don't need to actually hear their voice. You just listen for the meh, meh, meh.
Is that the sound of sheep running scared? I
Yeah,
recognize
last
that
one
because
was
I'm
the
in
sheep got
Kansas.
caught.
Oh,
The sheep got caught.
That's fine. Yeah, we've got that. Although I don't know if we have sheep in Kansas. I don't know.
I still race for herd on Tuesday nights. So
Oh, wonderful. I haven't done the racing yet, so maybe I should give it a go.
it's a scream. Herd's Beginner Race Series is a great place to start. And there we go.
Wow.
So, Andy, the Lima Marathon is approximately 1 month after my last half Ironman for the year. You think I should do it? You think I can train
Yes.
enough time?
Yes. Good thing about taking a couple weeks off is that it doesn't take much to work up some load or to work up some
Volume?
training stress.
Yeah. Well, I'll be training for a half marathon in that race for the half Ironman. Bump it up to the full. I guess I can do some over distance training.
What's training stress? What does that mean? Accumulate training stress.
The amount of damage effectively you've been doing to your body
Oh, okay.
for growth. So you have two types of load: acute and what's the C? I'd rather C, but one is roughly a 7-week rolling average, and one's a 42-day rolling average. So you try not to make the difference between ATL and CTL, cumulative training load. ATL and CTL too great, because that's when you start coming into injury risk.
So,
And then for certain events, you need to get you don't need to, but it's ideal to get your cumulative training load to a certain level, because that identifies your ability to withstand the event. So if you're doing like a marathon or a Gran Fondo, like a 100-miler or something like that, or 100K, you need to make sure your cumulative training load is sufficient, that putting in that 200 TSS effort, your training stress score effort, is not too much. That doesn't mean your CTL has to be 200. It just means you don't want to walk into there, at a 50. And the way you define your loads are, for the super simplified version, is training stress score 100 points is more or less the max effort you could do in an hour without dying.
okay.
So if you hit 100 in an hour, your FTP is wrong, or you set a new FTP, because that's supposed to be your point of exhaustion, the point at which your body can no longer process lactic acid.
Meaning your body, you just can't physically do it. You can't even.
You're
overcome
accumulating. Yeah, you're accumulating more lactic acid than your body can process.
Okay.
So your legs lock up, basically.
But technically, you could keep going, all right? The right kind of
mean,
mindset.
No, because there's a certain.
No, you get to that point, and no matter what your mind's saying, your leg's saying, you ain't going any further.
Right.
At that point.
Right. It's because it's your muscles are not able to take fuel from your cells and process them with oxygen into energy.
Then they will fail.
So is it literally you can't move your legs?
I mean,
No.
I'm sure if you dropped it down to like baby gear, you could slightly spin, but I mean,
No.
it's the dumbed down version of it.
It's a demoralizing thing when you hit that. I've hit it a few times training, and when I was training to run a full marathon once, I got to mile 14 and hit that, and I had to walk 6 miles. No matter what my head said to my legs, I wasn't running. No way could I, even if I tried.
Well,
So
I guess. Yeah, go
Think
ahead.
of it like this. Think of it like this.
Yeah.
When you're doing a hard effort, so when you get into a race, when you start racing a little bit, you start pushing really, really hard for like 10 minutes, right? And then you got nothing left. You can barely pedal for the next 30. That's because you went over your ability to process lactic acid. Now, doing it at 100 TSS for 1 hour, I mean, are you going to completely lock up? I don't know. That's, like I said, it's more of a theoretical,
Right.
because truly the only way to really, really know where you are is to be taking lactic measurements, which is blood testing. And your VO2, how much oxygen you're pushing out. But for practical purposes, for those of us who don't live in a lab, it's a good Kentucky windage factor.
Well, I love the concept, at least, of understanding where the body quits versus the mind. Right? Where's that line? That seems interesting to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever experienced I have a feel. I don't know this, but I have a feeling my mind's quit before
Usually
the body
your mind
has.
quits first.
Yeah.
But have
The
you
thing
ever?
is, doesn't
Whatever.
fueling play such a strategy in that you could still technically work up your TSS to a certain point, but as long as you keep that fuel going?
No,
And you
because
have-
it's not about fuel.
You
it's
can't
about-
process it.
Or it's about
Right.
processing. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same as you could be doing a 10-minute effort, but if you go way over your, if you're pushing 5-minute power and you're trying to hold it for 10, you just can't do it because your body can only process the oxygen. Really, is what it's doing so fast.
Yeah, so far I feel like the only time I've really hit that is when I didn't fuel properly. So it wasn't like a processing issue, it was just a not being smart issue.
Bonking's something slightly different though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So most of the
It
time,
sounds like it would be, right? It sounds like it'd be a different phenomenon than unable to process lactic
Yeah,
acid.
that's just not
it
filling.
actually takes a certain level of fitness to get to be able to do that point. Most people don't have a fitness level to get to that point where they can just completely crack themselves, their body over their mind. If you look at,
U62.
if you look at, what's her name? Hold on, I'll look her up real quick.
But if you hadn't guessed, David, Ian's one of the coaches for TeamODZ.
Oh wow. Well, how do they know the TSS? Because I was wondering, I see on the Zwift thing, like 105, 205, 305, 405, whatever, and then I see a TSS score,
Yeah.
and it's unclear how to. Like, I was thinking of some of you maybe will know planes, trains, automobiles where they were going the wrong way, and someone's like, "You're going the wrong way," and they're like, "Well, how do you know which way we're supposed to work? How do you know which way we're intending to go?" So the same thing on the TSS, like. How does it know my exertion?
Yeah, it's based off of your estimated functional threshold power if you haven't done a functional threshold power test.
I have not done.
So, like I said, it's not precise. The only way to truly find your thresholds are to do it in a lab with blood testing and oxygen output measurements. Wearing the mask. But
the VO2 thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it'd be measuring lactic, VO2. All the different biometric aspects that go into it, because everyone is so different. But the TSS, like I said, it's Kentucky windage. It's a great guesstimate.
I don't know what Kentucky windage is. You're calling from Peru, and I don't know what windage is.
So Kentucky windage is it's a term we use for kind of making a best informed guess. So like when you're shooting rifles. And you have to measure the wind. You just lick your thumb and stick it out there.
Yeah,
and you make a measure adjustment on your scope, or you make an adjustment on your sight picture.
That's it.
Ian's originally from Kentucky.
I'm not originally from Kentucky. My parents are not related.
Wait, your parents are from Kentucky?
No, they are not from Kentucky either, and we are not. They are not related.
I'm the guy that just says stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, no,
We
it's
don't let them on Discord during races.
So, like I said, it's TSS and FTP and things like that are great tools to measure, but they're not the most precise necessarily. So I like to account for FTP, TSS, heart rate to some extent, and perceived effort, all of that.
Okay, so let's say you want to do a marathon.
Yeah.
You have to get you want to get your TSS score up to a certain point, which measures your load.
You want to get
that
your
you can
CTL,
handle.
your combined.
Your CTL, and that's measured in TSS points or whatever.
So it's based off of the accumulation of TSS. So training stress that you put in your body.
So 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100 or whatever, or 50 plus 75 plus.
Like today I'm doing, for example, on this bike ride today, I'm only doing 69 TSS.
Right.
I'm gonna ride to work and ride home. That'll give me another 32 total. Plus I'm doing a strength workout, which will give me another 20.
That's it.
So I combine all of those together for my daily total, and then that adds to my acute training load and my cumulative training load. And it's averaged in over a 42-day running total for my CTL and 7 for ATL. So when you're looking at a marathon, what you're really looking at is, okay, how long do we think it's going to take you? What is that going to require physiologically? So that's a certain training stress. So here, I'll use my last half marathon, for example. Let me pull it up.
Wow. By the way, I'm thinking like AI was invented for you, I think, because I just made that determination.
Something like that.
I finally found a use for AI, and it's this, I think. And then I want to talk about carb loading, because I feel like I've been doing that for 52 years. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see, where is that race?
Let's get a shower and Kath wants to get off in 20 minutes. I shall jump on the stream, say hello that way.
All right, cheers, Owen. Good riding with you.
Thank you, guys.
If I don't talk to you again before, Merry Christmas.
And you. Everything
Nice to meet you.
FTP's gone up.
Cheers,
Swift
buddy.
thinks it's gone up 262. Intervals
All right,
thinks it's gone up to
so
270.
my half marathon on December 1st
Christmas present.
was 1 hour and 20 minutes,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
harder work.
and it was
That's
147
what I always
TSS.
Okay.
Right? So when I look at that,
Yeah.
my intensity factor, so relative to my TSS, it was actually a 1.05, meaning that I set new threshold levels, right? Because an intensity factor of 1 is effectively 100 TSS. So I set new threshold levels at that race, which is why it hurt so bad. So if I'm going to calculate that out, technically I probably actually only ran 130 TSS with my new threshold levels, more or less. So if I want to hold that same pace for a full marathon, that would mean I would need to do at least a 240 TSS effort. If I'm going to double that, right? Hold that same pace. Which means I need to push my thresholds up high enough that I can hold that same effort or that same pace for the entire marathon. So right now I can tell you there is no way in hell I could have run a 240 marathon that day. I was done when I crossed. So I would have to start my training plan going, okay, I need to get to this point, able to manage this TSS level. So what do I need to get my threshold to make that threshold or to make that effort manageable? And then from there we start backing off the training load and figure out how much training load do we need to get in there? How much intensity to raise threshold, how much volume, and all of that.
Wow.
And
I
then
can
what
see
I'll
my-
do is,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I can see myself getting lost in all of this and not actually doing the training. Just what's the threshold I get for understanding it all? Do I get extra points for that?
No, that's why you get a coach, and they just tell you what to do.
The TSS to understand it all is probably that may be at a 1. It sounds like
The mental TSS.
your mental TSS.
No,
So
that's
I
why you get a
go-
coach, and your coach just
So
says,
they
do this, and you go, okay.
They say some of the most important things in training are eating and sleeping, eating properly and sleeping properly. So I just start thinking about it all when it's time to go to bed, and then usually I drift right off
That's
to
good.
real nice sleep. Yeah, it works well.
Now there are some AI programs out there that are actually pretty interesting, where they do your training. They do your training plan for you. You put in what you want to do, where you currently are, what goals are, and then it creates a training plan for you off of that. There's some good ones. There's some less good ones. I wouldn't really call them AI because it's not really artificial intelligence. It's just an adaptive learning model based off of what you're putting in and based off the code, the algorithms put in by the code author.
Well,
I do actually sometimes listen to like training podcasts,
uh-huh.
and they put me right to sleep. It's an amazing thing. I listen to them while I'm awake too, but like when I'm driving sometimes. But man, it really works well for going to sleep though.
Well, I love the
Actually-
idea of doing it. Go ahead.
I actually find I learn a lot from like just there's several different good training podcasts that just go over different topics each week and stuff. And I do find those pretty helpful. I mean, sometimes it can become a little too much because one week they'll talk about one topic and then another one, and it's easy to start chasing rabbit holes.
Right.
Yeah. So the way I kind of look at it is I use CTL and ATL as tools. They don't, like, I do it to measure when do people need recovery, when are we pushing too hard. And so when the people I coach, when I see the loads are getting high or skewed, like ATL are way higher than CTL, I'm constantly asking them how they feel. And then I'll put in things that are a lot more recovery work in there, because really those are just signs for me about how much are we doing. And Rick and Andy know this. When I'm not in this kind of job, but in one of my previous jobs, I can hold a cumulative training load of 95 to 105 for weeks. Where there's other people, they go over 70 and they're broken. So it's all dependent on the person.
Yeah.
So my curiosity is, how would you set up this system for working? So a criminal defense lawyer, certainly a stressful job, and for me at least, can be. How would you, I wonder if they have a system in place to, you know what I mean, to determine optimal, I don't know what the hell it would be, optimal, because right now you're measuring on billable hours and you know how much money you bring in, but I wonder if there would be
a lot of that. That's a lot of like what he was talking about with, it's like kind of asking those questions of,
Right.
so how do you feel? Like, because the biggest warning sign is when you start not wanting to do the extra things at work. And then you have to make that decision, you know, do I want,
like me?
yeah. what do I let go of?
No,
Which,
it is.
for me,
It's
I
a
just
conversation with your.
like, I'll sit down.
It's a conversation of with whomever is putting together your training plan, whether it's yourself or someone else. If it's with yourself, I suggest you do it internally and don't talk out loud. People think you're crazy.
That's
But-
nonsense.
I get that anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like,
I thought,
how much time do you have for work? No kidding. You know, how much time between work and family and training? What's your schedule look like? How much sleep do you need? You know, because like Andy sleeps about 45 minutes a night, usually hanging upside down in his cave.
Right. It works
and-
for some people, I think.
Yeah. I need at least 6, if not 8, to train and work effectively.
yeah, I need
But
at least 7.
But I guess for
And-
me, the issue would be, how do you, and maybe that's just every experiment, but certainly there's an infinite number of variables that are constantly changing in your life
Yeah.
to then determine that, you know, this amount of sleep works.
Yeah.
But I guess the only way you can do it is try.
Yeah, and it is a bit of trial and error. And if you have a coach, it's conversation with the coach, saying, "Hey, I've got a big work week coming up, so I'll do what I can on training, but you know, not going to happen much." Or like I had last week where I was working till midnight, you know, 3 different nights that week, and we'll say training didn't go that well.
No, but I guess my question is, forget this athletics for a sec.
Yeah.
How would you use the same analysis for work? And then you
Oh,
add it
okay.
into, does that make sense? How would you
Yeah.
do exactly what you're talking about doing, but measuring something else? You're not measuring lactic. I wonder if you'd be measuring, what's the thing in your blood for stress? Cortisol, maybe?
Cortisol, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
You can
cortisol,
measure
whatever. I don't
cortisol. Sure. But
I
would
just
say
don't know if there
productivity-
is such a system. It would make
No.
sense to me, right?
I mean, you can use your Oura ring. I'm sure that has some stuff to tell you.
I have
Yeah,
I have my Apple Watch, so now I can see how I'm doing sleeping. But then I'm like, all right, now what do I do? So
Okay.
I got this
so-
much deep sleep, this much whatever. I don't know what
Right,
to do with the data.
So then what you need to do is you can do a sleep log and start identifying how your sleep was, right? And then you start looking at what did I do that night before I went to bed? And then you start backing off, what was my day like? You know, did I come home and immediately go to the liquor cabinet
Right.
because it was one of those days? Or did I end the day going, oh yeah, today was F yeah Friday, you know? It just happened on Monday. All of those things play into it because again, like you and I might be able to handle high cortisol levels for weeks at a time, and other people it's going to drive them to tears. You know, like maybe you're able to handle stress just because you go and do a workout in the morning and then one in the afternoon,
Right.
and you can do that. Maybe you're a person who has to have an assistant that you can punch in the face every day.
Right.
I don't recommend that. You're a lawyer, you know why.
Me neither. It's Battery here in Missouri and Kansas. Actually, Assault, Missouri, Battery in Kansas.
Yeah. So generally it's not looked upon highly in society.
Right.
You know, but so you kind of have to, this is one of the problems I have with a lot of the life coach type people. There's a totality that you have to look at, and included in that totality is what can you endure as a person.
Well, what about turning it around and saying, what is it you want as a person, and then whatever that score is? I don't know. It sounds like we're talking about stress levels on body and mind in terms of the workouts, but what is the measurement of the, I don't know, called joy, happiness? I don't know if there is such a thing. Some number that you look at, and then you back off of that based on, you know, adding in TSS, adding in cortisol. I don't know. That would be
so my measurement, which is what drives me in my career here, is that if I wake up more days going, oh God, I don't want to do this,
right.
Not, then that's an indicator for me of something, whether it's time for a change or I need to take a vacation. You know, I need to go to my boss and say I need to either lighten my workload or change it because I'm not interested in what I'm doing.
What type of work do you do?
Mostly targeted killings of people.
Right. I'm glad I'm on this ride. I'll send you my information. Although I can't practice outside the country. But...
Yeah, no, and mostly, you know, I do military diplomacy. So I run the gamut from, you know, pushing policy to developing security cooperation programs.
So I've represented DSS guys that go overseas in some type of deployment, and then they bill back too much to the something.
Under hours. We don't do that. I'm not hourly. I get overtime if I work more than 24 hours in a day or more than 7 days in a week.
I've got clients that'll define the day at 36 hours. So
yeah,
I can hook you up with that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, these guys were doing expenses. I think it was expenses. They're entitled to some things when they go into certain zones or something. I don't know. I flushed it after.
Yeah, our system takes care of that itself. Our HR systems.
Oh, that's good.
They take care of that, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. Usually, it's I get shortchanged more than I get a benefit. But yeah, I mean, so you could definitely apply training to life in general. You know, as far as how do you measure stress, but then again, that's, you know, you're getting to the point of what do you individually define as happiness? What do you individually define as rewarding and fulfilling? But I do think you know, roundabout make a good point of, I don't think people really investigate that very well. They don't identify for them what success is. Their success a lot of times is externally focused. You know, what do other people think of them? What does their bank account say? You know. You know.
So do you do mindfulness training? Do you do mindfulness?
No.
Training or meditation or anything?
No, I don't do meditation. I am highly ADHD and can't sit still.
I found that for me to be very, very helpful. Certainly someone whose mind moves around a lot, but the ability to sit and let things calm down seems to have helped a little bit. Now it's, you know, you have to take it to actually the moving around part of life, but which is more difficult, but certainly starting out with on the mat has been fascinating. So.
Yeah, I've looked into it and I understand the concepts, and I think it's a good thing for people who get something out of it. For me, I'm able to actually kind of slow my world down and work. You know, kind of, I guess, put it into play without meditation, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, the situation I'm in, slow time down on its own and figure out the best way to move forward.
Yeah, that's great. I think meditation, certainly for me, there's people associated with on the mat, but I think it's supposed to be just living, right? You're able to practice it more directly when you're sitting, but the practice happens during the other, 23 hours and 30 minutes. So
yeah, I agree. And it's just, for me, it was when I tried it, I realized for me what I connected with is just about being able to center and calm myself. And I don't necessarily need a 30-minute thing to do that. I have to do that.
Sure.
I have to do that quite regularly throughout the day.
No, that's great.
And some of it for me is just I learned I will have many little explosions to myself. You know, where I'll be in my office and something stupid will happen, and I'll do the obligatory 3-second, not even quite 3-second.
Don't send that email. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I will calm down and I can function again. In my old office that I ran, the first time that happened, they were like, "Oh, boss, are you okay?" I was like, "Look, I'm good. You're gonna hear that from time to time. It's gonna come out as an expletive, and just if you hear it for more than 5 seconds, then come talk to me. If you just hear it once."
I think don't sit behind the east wall because that's where I shoot at. Just stay away from that.
Yeah. But
Owen says he's going up again. Oh, yeah. Okay. Take care.
All right.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Rick, why don't you start pushing?
Well,
eventually. Those are weak numbers. Come on, man.
In a few weeks, I'll push.
Yeah. Owen went up here faster.
That's right. You're like Slow Owen. Good job, Rick. That's your new name, Slow Owen.
I've gotten rid of my have a good one. Gotten rid of my heart rate because after resting for 2 weeks, it's like I don't want to see that.
You could combine those two words. You could be slowing.
Now I see it on Andy's screen.
What did you notice?
Like, oh, great! There it is.
What did you notice? What happened after 2 weeks? What does your heart rate do? It goes up too high or something? Or?
Oh yeah, it's up like typically about 10 beats per minute over what it's normally at. And I definitely, it's weird because I still feel like my FTP is my FTP. But then I look at my heart rate and I'm like, that's not your FTP. That's not the right zone. But like right now I'm doing zone 2 for my FTP and I'm definitely at just into tempo heart rate. But it's whatever. It's what happens after rest. Even if I rest for 2 days, it happens.
Wait, so someone's on from Maine and someone's from Scotland right now, or Wisconsin?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm from Maine. Andy's a cheesehead.
I know I haven't shower yet, but
Would you say, or wait, Andy, did you already tell him which part of the UK you're from?
no.
Ooh, do you want to guess where he's from?
Hold on, let me talk. Yeah, let me later. Keep saying, Sage. You fell on your rear end. How would you say it?
Well, I've been in the US for 18 years, so I'd say I'd fall on my butt, but
No. I can't. I don't know.
There are little keys. Like even just how he said his butt.
I did hear something there, but I can't tell. I'm not good enough yet. So where is it?
well, I was born not too far from Manchester, but spent most of my life in Cumbria near the Lake District.
All right, I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I've noticed for the
6.5
most
years
part,
in
it
Kent,
seems like,
and then over here.
Nice.
seems like the more north, the accent seems to get a little less flowy. I would almost dare to say a little less pretentious sounding. I'll tell Owen I said that. But
Well,
those
the
are just
part
my
that-
American years.
The part that confused me was you said Scotland, but then you said UK. And so the person we ride with on the herd sometimes, I think is, I don't know if she refers to Scotland as part of the UK. She probably would have forced to do it, but that's what confused me.
Speaking of Scotland, we haven't seen our Scottish buddy in a while. Where's Kev?
Yeah, it's been a little while, but not that long since we saw him on the stream chat. He was in for one of the CRL races when Justin was on, giving him a hard time.
He always disappears just long enough for me to stop being able to understand what he's saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to go. I've never been to Scotland. And I only went through England through an airport, so I didn't even get to go there. So I'd love to see it all. But
Yeah, I've never. Most international traveling I've done is Canada.
it's internet. It's funny. Kansas City has an international airport, and it's probably says international because we fly to Canada. I think so. That's
Yeah.
That makes it international. That and Mexico, so or international.
I live in Bangor, and we have an international airport. It's a very small building for an airport.
Right.
But it's international because it's actually one of the most popular stops for like private planes
Oh, yeah.
wanting to be able to get through customs quickly.
Oh, interesting. So we had a smaller airport where you could literally pull up, get out with your bags, and like walk right onto the plane. Literally, you could almost see the plane from where you drop off. But they changed it, so now we're like everybody else.
Yeah, this one isn't that small, but it is pretty small. Really, the only reason why it's as big as it is because it has an Air Force base attached to it.
Oh.
So it actually has one of the biggest runways on the East Coast.
Oh wow! Because of the like bombers or something can land there. Or...
Yeah, it's a refueling wing. But yeah, there's all kinds of planes that land here.
So what's the nearest country to you that's not Canada?
I don't know. I would imagine Mexico's probably closer.
Wait,
And
the nearest
the
country
UK.
to you? I thought. I mean, this shows you. I grew up in Kansas, but like Newfoundland. I mean, I wouldn't that
Well,
be
Canada?
That's Canada? Oh, well, there you go. All right, let's pretend I never said that. So much.
Greenland might be closer than Mexico. It's always tough to tell on a map.
It is fascinating, right? Because it's based on how the person making the map shapes it all versus may
Yeah.
not be consistent with the. I'm not sure the United
it's funny.
States takes up half the globe. So
On a lot of maps, when it shows Maine, like especially on the weather maps, it kind of shows Maine from a weird angle that makes Bangor look like it's higher up in the state. But then once you actually look at it in real time, you realize, oh, there's a whole lot of nothing up there. Like we're not even quite halfway.
yeah, so that's in my impression. Like my visualization of it right now is based probably off that incorrect map. So I'm thinking you're like, you could throw a rock and hit, the Arctic Circle or something. I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably got a little ways to go.
Yeah, we're I mean, I could drive on 95. I could drive to Holton in about 2 hours. That's right on the border with New Brunswick. But if I were to go to Quebec, that'd probably be like a 3 to 4 hour drive. And then I'm about 3 hours from New Hampshire.
Okay. Live free or die. That's the one thing I know of New Hampshire.
Actually, I'm 3 hours from Boston. Just about, depending on traffic.
Oh, cool.
So probably a little less. It's cold up here though, right now. We're usually pretty on par with like a lot of the northern part of the country until this week. This is absolutely insane. It's 4 degrees.
Yeah, Jace.
I checked.
Are you plugging in your? Do you have to plug in your car? I
No.
mean, and not because it's electric.
This is supposed to be like these kind of temperatures are like the cold days in February. Like it's still, like be prepared, layer up. It's still a thing that's mentioned and all that stuff, but for some reason it's happening in December this year. Usually it should be like right around freezing for a normal temperature.
Yeah, we're at 42.
Yeah, I think next week we're supposed to get there again.
Yeah, bang on freezing here right now.
Where are you? In northern
Sam.
Wisconsin or?
Yeah,
southern
northeast, not far from Green Bay.
But yeah, what I've noticed up here is that the temperatures aren't that crazy. I mean, you really don't have to drive far before it gets a lot colder and they get a lot more snow. But where I live, it's not, the temperatures aren't really cold compared to the rest of the country. It's just a matter of how long the season lasts. We're always, like at least a week to 2 weeks behind Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just the longevity of it. And we probably do get a little more snow than, some like southern New England. But really not that much more.
I think I keep getting Facebook feed or stories about what happened to a billion Maine crab. Is that right? Is it Maine crab? Is it crab in Maine? Lobster. It's Maine lobster. Where did the crab come from?
There are crab, but I don't really know if they're fished much. They're not. I don't think they're really known for being that big. So yeah, it's mainly lobster. Right now.
We call it the crawfish here. Go ahead.
Right now, Maine. Yeah, I lived in West Virginia for a couple of years when I was a teenager, and yeah, we had crawfish down there. For some reason, they aren't up here that I know of. They used to be in like every creek, or what they would call a creek.
Call it a creek. We just rode the CNO Trail on the herd thing about a few months ago now, but we rode through West Virginia.
Yeah.
And we rode through near Pawpaw, and we had pawpaws. They were actually really good. Like along the CNO Trail, there'd just be pawpaw trees, bushes. I don't know what they grow on, but someone would emerge with something from the ground and hand it to me, and I would eat it. And it was actually really good.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the adventure,
Yeah, I guess. I'd be looking on the ground. There'd be like poop from some animal, and then a little ways over I'd be like, yeah, let me have some.
I'm the type of person to do that too. I'm like, if someone is taking me on a tour of anything, if they hand me something, I'll just eat it. Because why not?
100%.
Part of the experience. Yeah, I lived in Parkersburg, which is like right on the Ohio border. And it was an interesting place for sure. I've actually never had an urge to go back.
I'm trying to think where we went through. I don't remember now. We went Maryland. We started in Maryland, Cumberland, Maryland, and went down to.
Yep.
I don't know, but
What
we
was
went
it?
through West
Oh, yeah,
Virginia.
you were
So
You're
You were
talking
over
about
in-
my area where I live at.
the
you
C&O
were in the
Trail.
middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I'm in Hanover, Maryland, and that's like the C&O Trail, is not far from my house at all. We're talking just a few minutes.
One in your mouth.
Yeah,
Cumberland's in the
morning.
mountains, right? Or at least in the beginning, in the hilly areas.
Or it's
Yeah.
starting to get to it, like you're on the way to, yeah.
it was fascinating to me so they dug a canal that was like at least 170 miles, and then they had to haul stuff, right? So I guess that was the towpath. So mules would run along the towpath, and that's what we were on. But what was amazing is the idea of digging that much, and then I don't know, man, maybe they had 60 or 70 locks, I guess, to level out the water, and then they'd have lock houses that are still
Yeah.
there, and like it's just an amazing effort to do that. But
That was
it
all-
was beautiful.
That was to connect to the Ohio River, was it?
I didn't get that. But I don't know.
Doesn't go that
we went for a while there. We were along the Potomac. I know that.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I wonder
it
if
could
there's like a way to
could've
connect that. To connect the Potomac with the Ohio River. I don't know. That would be
It was
quite a
beautiful.
project. Those mountains get pretty big. Or at least they get, there's a lot of them. I don't know if they necessarily get big, but there's just a lot of them. I was on like the other side of it, where it kind of in the Ohio River Valley. And then it pretty much flattened out like once you cross the river into Ohio. But it was definitely very, still very hilly and mountainous
Well,
on
the,
where I was.
the area I was, I mean, it wasn't, fortunately, because it was a towpath for us. It wasn't very hilly. What it was interesting was I'm on a recumbent, a two-wheel recumbent, and I don't really do gravel, and not that I just don't look for gravel rides, and it was essentially all gravel. So that was that made it a little bit of an adventure, but we got through it. So
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd probably go back to West Virginia for that. Other than that, I
Yeah.
avoid the state completely because it's just there's just no reason. There's all kinds of way easier ways to get places. And yeah, I just spent 2 years was too much. I think if you're not from the place, it's overwhelming. The people there are very West Virginian.
Mm. What was that? We went through a place though that was famous in the Civil War. It's a historic. I thought it was in West Virginia.
It is,
There's two waters meet.
Is it
and it was
Harper's
like
Ferry?
Harper's Ferry. That's what it was. It was
Yeah.
beautiful, man. And it's all like a park, but we were able to stay in the park. I guess at bed and breakfast there. It was.
Nice.
It was real. It was just that place was hilly.
Yeah.
And you have to schlep your bike up to a bridge. I mean, it was hilly. I had to get off my bike on the hill to come up from the water. I couldn't.
It reminds me a lot of. Have you been to the Adirondacks?
No.
Kind of reminds me of there, or at least where, right past around Albany, where it's where the Erie Canal is, where it's just these mountains that almost seem small. Like you feel like you could just climb up it real quick, but they're just everywhere on either side of you when you're going down the road. And West Virginia reminds me of that. I don't remember there being any real big peaks. There was just a lot. Just a whole lot of mountains.
You guys, thank you very much for letting me join today. I really appreciate the courtesy.
No problem.
Yeah,
You're welcome anytime.
I will. I'll show up again, and if you guys ever want to, we have the herd thing, but not. You guys are probably more advanced. It sounds like, but just the conversation piece, the same. You can always join the talk.
Appreciate
So,
Right. Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great day and have a great Christmas.
Yeah, you as well.
Yeah, thanks,
Merry
you too.
Christmas.
Bye bye.
Well, you're almost at the top.
Oh yeah.
Are you going up the radio tower or not?
Oh no. Then I'd ruin
Good.
my route. And there's just no reason. It's just
I'll
in
tell it.
time too, because my bladder's getting a little achy.
Yeah, I'll teleport to you once you start going down and get a few more KMs.
Today was I picked up a pre-workout at Walmart yesterday. I don't know if it helped. Today was a bad day to judge because I don't know if I just felt a little less energetic, a little more lazy because of the cold or something, but it was definitely took a little bit to get warmed up. So I didn't notice that helping, but it definitely added 3 extra cups of liquid that I still have to pee out. If you wanted to know.
Thank you for that detail.
Yeah. If you didn't know, now you're aware. Andy.
And the 7 people that are watching the stream.
The notorious
Yeah,
PIG.
and if you
And your mouth.
didn't want to know, then it doesn't matter. So the answer you want, you gotta know.
All right.
Now that
Can I
stuff
go?
is so crazy. It gave me a regular heartbeat for like months until it drained out of my system.
Oh wow. Yeah, mine was. It was weird today. I went like, I don't know, for some reason I did the workout same as normal, and for some reason my watch registered that I burned like half the calories, but I put in the same effort as last time. But oh well, doesn't feel quite as productive today, but it was productive.
Yeah.
I definitely lifted the weight.
Pick things up and put them down.
Hey, I've got a coffee stop as well. Can't remember whether we make it over this climb or not. I should know.
Oh, great time to push.
All right, I'll take a coffee stop to get me up here. I've already let the air out of my tires, so I'm not pedaling anymore. That was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few places on this descent that you have to pedal. You can't get down all the way. Just didn't see whether the coffee stop will get me all the way there. That should do now. This is the other little bump that you can't get up without pedaling. That's it. Coffee stop done. That should get to the bottom now. I've got a couple more presents to wrap, and that's it. I'm not going to be able to coast another 300 meters, am I? Oh, I don't know. Still going downhill. We'll see. Might manage it. 200 meters. Still going downhill, so yeah, should be able to.
Man, I'm getting all.
It's a nice experiment you got going on here.
Looks like my start.
There we go.
Looks like my start to the festive 500 is going to be a little slow. Maybe I have to try to get to work early tomorrow for obvious reasons. I'll only be able to ride for a little bit. And then I have to figure it out for Christmas. I should lift early in the morning and then ride like today. But it's all about what I can pull off. How long I can hold them back.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I'm going to go and get some breakfast. So, Owen, Ben, everybody else that's out there, thank you very much for joining us on the stream. Rick, say it.
Yeah.
You're a funny guy.
Not that it.
No. I should just mute you now. So, yeah, come on. I should just mute you now for that.
Goodbye now.
There we go. All right. They can't hear you now. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. Take care. Bye for now.